Hi, my name is Nicola. I'm from Northern Ireland and I did Latin Link Stride programme from January 2020 for 12 months in Guatemala. I work as a midwife for the NHS, so the plan was to study Spanish intensively for 3 months and then move to the rural town of Canilla in the Quiche area of Guatemala to work as a midwife for the rest of my time there. I had just finished my 6th week of face-to-face Spanish classes when COVID arrived in Guatemala in March, and a very strict lockdown began the very next day with the closure of borders, airports and much of the public infrastructure. In May, God really opened up doors so that I could travel to the hospital in a time when it still should have been impossible to travel. In fact, there was a very strict travel ban across the whole country that lasted for another 3 months after that, so it felt like a miracle that I was able to get there. I got permission to travel the 7 hours to the hospital through police checks, with permission from the embassy and the mayor of the town that I was travelling to under my status as a healthcare professional. My main role at the mission hospital Adonai International Ministries was as a midwife, providing antenatal care to the majority Indigenous population that live in Quiche. Guatemala has a sad history of a 36-year civil war that ended in 1996 between the Indigenous groups and the settling Ladino population. Quiche, which is the biggest Mayan group, and also the people group that I was living in community with, have a huge history of discrimination and violence. Unfortunately, this can often mean vast discrimination within healthcare as well. God called the founders of Adonai to set up this hospital to bring hope to the Indigenous population, especially in this area. God has been incredibly faithful in provision, providing staff, resources, and relationships with the Mayan people especially. The hospital is open 6 days a week and treats between 40 and 100 patients every day. There are clinics 5 days of the week, 3 which are within the hospital and 2 remote clinics at opposite ends of the valley. I saw God's hope being shared every day as the staff had the opportunity to talk to the patients waiting to be treated about God's love for them and His concern for their health, their physical, economical, as well as their spiritual needs. We also had the privilege of being able to pray with patients during consultations as well. The hospital is also able to support hard-to-reach communities through their aviation project, delivering aid to areas most affected by the tropical storms and hurricanes that inevitably come with the rainy season. The staff are able to care holistically for the people in the local community, joyfully sharing that our God is a God of hope. An important message in what can feel like a hopeless situation in a global pandemic, in the collapse of public healthcare infrastructure, in economic hardship, in loss of jobs, loss of family members, and more. I remember the pastor from my home church speaking at the start of the pandemic on 2 Chronicles 20 verse 12, which reads, "We have no power to face this vast army that is attacking us. We do not know what to do, but our eyes are on you." When it seemed impossible that the people of King Jehoshaphat could win this battle, that's what they cried. I want to remember this, to cultivate hope with friends, family, colleagues, etc. here in Northern Ireland as I settle back. I would recommend Stride to anyone who feels led to love and serve the people of Latin America and who is willing to joyfully learn from the depth of experiences that come from working in an incredible cross-cultural context.